our Seaside band. We got a new blonde in the band today, you notice? Yes. Cute blonde girl. Come on in. Happy Halloween, everybody. Come on in. Take a seat. Want to see all your grooviness as you come in? Good to see you, although the truth is I can't really see very well with red glasses. I don't know about this whole red glasses thing. You know, somebody said it was to accentuate the 60s experience, but I don't think it looks so good now. Come on in, come on in. Welcome. So glad that you're here. Happy Halloween. Welcome to Seaside. We're glad that you chose to be here with us this morning. We got a bunch of Halloween candy for you, so if you haven't had enough sugar, make sure you grab some on your way out. I'm Reverend Debbie McDonald. It's my joy to be here with you today. We're in the third week of our Legacy of Love program, the Game of Life. And wait till you see Dr. Christian. He's looking really groovy. Wait till you see him. But we're glad you're here. A couple quick announcements for you. What is going on at Seaside right now is our We Are One Wednesday night series. If you haven't joined Dr. Christian on Zoom the last 2 Wednesday nights, I encourage you to join this week. It's going to be going on for 5 weeks. And this week he's going to be talking to Bijan, who's a member of the Baha'i faith. So that'll be a really interesting discussion to learn more about what Baha'i is. And there's a large Baha'i community here in San Diego. So Dr. Christian will be talking to Bijan Wednesday night, 7 o'clock on Zoom. Register at the Seaside-Center.org. You'll get a link for the webinar. Same link for the next 3 weeks. Or if you lose your link, just register again, and you'll get another link if you can't find it. So that's that. Also, Sacred Circles are still open. If you haven't had a chance to be part of a Sacred Circle yet, please join. There's a few of them that are closed because they're full. But some of them, many of them are still open. We have one in-person one that is still open, and that is Fridays here in the sanctuary at 1 o'clock, I believe it is, with 2 of our very new practitioners are facilitating that, Valerie Carlson and Maggie. And so come and be part of that if you're really wanting community, because we're knowing that that's what a lot of you are telling us, that we're just missing that connection with our brothers and sisters. So that's Sacred Circle. You've got Wednesday night. Let's see, and deep sound bowl meditation. First Monday of November, first Monday of December, as far as we have scheduled. So that's tomorrow night. November 1st, oh my gosh, tomorrow is November 1st, be here. Deep is asking people to wear masks, so bring your mask with you and lay on your mat, and then you're good. But just know that you have that. So that's Monday night. If you need more information, Kay's in the bookstore today. Talk to Kay afterwards. She'll tell you all about it. But that's tomorrow night. I feel like I am forgetting something, but if I am, I will say it later. But what I'd like to ask you to do right now is to just please stand and join us in the congregational song.
All right. Good morning, Seaside. Yes. Oh, peace. That's right. Here we go. Help me sing, Seaside. I am listening to the music of the Holy Spirit. Oh, what a song God is singing. I will listen all day long. I will listen all day long. Sing, oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. I am lifted in the love of the Holy Spirit. Oh, what a joy God is being hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Come on, Bob. That's Bob and our very own Seaside Band. I am moving to the rhythm of the Holy Spirit. This dance of life, God inspires, keeps me dancing. My faith is strong, keeps me dancing. My faith is strong. Say, oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah.
Oh yeah, hey yeah.
Oh yeah, hey yeah.
Oh yeah, hey yeah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Oh yeah, hey yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah, Seaside.
And good morning, Seaside, and happy Halloween! Woo! Hey, it looks like we all had something in our closets from back then, huh? How fun! Hey, it's like, aren't you looking good?
Same, thank you very much. The same to you.
That's it. You
Flower
know,
child, you.
I love it. I love it. Hey, you know, they say, clothes make a statement, but costumes tell a story.
Ah,
yeah. Now, I bet you got a story to tell with those pants.
Yes, always. You
Uh-huh,
know,
yeah.
pretty
Well,
psychedelic.
They are, yeah. If you can remember. Anyway, it's Halloween was a strange time for sure. You know, we tell kids all their life, don't take candy from strangers, and what do? We put them in costume, tell them to go out and beg for it.
That's right. That's right.
It's crazy, that's for sure. So, anyway. So a wonderful Halloween, but I know you're going on tour with Dave Cause for the holiday season.
I
You're not going to be here for our candlelight service this year.
I know. I can't believe it. It's
First
been
time?
7 years I've been here with Seaside,
Oh, man.
and this will be the first one I'm going to miss.
Anyway, we can see you on the holiday tour?
Yes. Dave Cause will be coming here to San Diego on December 20th. So I'm giving everybody a heads up because tickets don't go on sale to this Friday. But I would love my Seaside family to be there and anybody that... You know, he always sells it out usually, so I'm trying to give you guys a heads up. So please get your tickets if you're
this Friday for December 20th. That's a
right.
Saturday night, so
I think it's a Monday, actually.
Oh, Monday.
It's a Monday night.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I can go out then.
There you go. Come on out.
Hey, can you like give me a deal on tickets?
Yeah.
I'm teasing. Anyway, hey, we got this Halloween vibe going on today,
Yes.
the 60s vibe. It's like, I don't usually believe, at least by day, ghosts and things, but Halloween night, I'm a little more open-minded about the ghosts and goblins and monsters dancing in the park and in the aisles for sure. So we need a good practitioner to just get us in that perfect vibe. And, we got one today. We got a minister, actually, and this is the Reverend Rebecca Berry. Why don't you just take us to that deeper place?
Look at you guys. You are so beautiful. I feel the love. So you like my rose-colored glasses? They work. So if you want to borrow them, let me know, okay? And with that, I want to invite on the stage our powerful practitioner, Lori Gertz. Lori will be holding the light for us, which symbolizes the light that burns so brightly in each and every one of us. And Lori is available after the service for prayer, as are all the practitioners. So join with me in a moment of silence. There is a power for good in the universe. The same power that holds the sun, the stars, and the universe in place is in each and every one of us, and it flows through me, permeating every particle of my being, bringing every area of my life into wholeness. I am whole, complete, and perfect in the mind of God. I am perfect love, and I see that perfect love in every person I meet, and they respond with love. My heart is overflowing. I know why I'm here, and that is the silent work of creating more love in the world. As Spirit whispers in my ear, how much can I love? How much can I love? I am so grateful and thankful for being here today, as infinite wisdom is revealed through Dr. Christian. I give freely, knowing that which I give comes back to me multiplied many times over. I remember who I really am and what I'm really doing here, and that with God, all things are possible.
Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body, soul, and I am one with God. Blessings and grace, mind overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body, soul, and I am one with God.
Thank you, Rebecca. How beautiful. I am one with God. So true. So true. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Rebecca, for anchoring us so beautifully in prayer. I love that secret mission to bring more love to the world. That's a great mission. I like that. Okay, I got to take these down. I just can't see you guys. Good to see you. There you are. Good to see you in all your Halloween best. We're so grateful that you chose Sunday morning to be here with us. I know there's a lot going on today with the kids and the Halloween parties and everything, but what a wonderful way to be together today. If this is your first time here, please know that especially we welcome you. We have a first-time visitor package that I encourage you to pick up. If it is your first time here, read a little bit more about who we are, what we believe, and see if we might be a match for what it is that you're looking for. Stay afterwards. We have coffee back out on the patio and Halloween candy today. Next week, we're going to have cookies and muffins back, but today we have Halloween candy. Welcome to everybody online. We're glad that you're here. We're glad you continue to Zoom and watch us. You know, I remember that I had one announcement that I couldn't remember when I was up here, and then I looked at my notes, and it's an important one. Today is going to be a new member class after service. Next Sunday is New Member Sunday. We'll be welcoming anyone who would like to become a member, an official member at Seaside. And today after service, Dr. Christian and I are going to have a short informal gathering and just right here in the sanctuary, just come hang out after service. And we'll talk about what it means to be a member at Seaside, what are the benefits of membership, and answer any questions you might have. And then next week, we'll welcome you into the Seaside family. So hang around with us afterwards. If any of you online are wanting to become members and you're not physically here at Seaside, shoot Dr. Christian or me an email and just let us know, hey, I want to be a member too, and we can do that from right where you are. And Christian is ccs at seaside-center.org. If you want to email Christian, that's his email, ccs, or I'm Rev Debbie at Seaside-Center. So just shoot us an email, and we're glad to include you. On that note, I want to share with you something that our Board of Trustees wrote and came up with. We shared with a small group on Friday morning, and this is the first time we're really sharing it with all of you, but it is a statement that we want everybody to know about Seaside, and we want everybody to know that this is the truth of who we are at this time in our world, and this is what it says. Seaside offers safe gatherings inside, outside, in person, and online. Seaside provides spiritual sustenance for all who wish to partake. Seaside trusts that each and every individual intuitively knows the way they feel safest to gather. Yeah, so it's hope we trust we are offering something for everyone. If you feel good coming into the sanctuary, come on in. If you feel good staying on Zoom, stay on Zoom, stay online. If you feel good gathering in our outside gatherings, then do that. We want you to know, whatever you choose, we honor you. We honor you. We honor each and every one. And specifically are grateful that you make the choice that is right for you. We encourage you to. So today, Dr. Christian's talk is the Cloak of Love. The Cloak of Love. And I found a story on social media that I wanted to share with you. It is called A Lesson by Sunrise. And Marv's going to put the picture up there of the sunrise. This is written by a woman named Janine. And she says, I came across this photo on my phone recently, and a memory came flooding back of the day I took it. It was one of those mornings where everybody overslept, nobody could find clean socks, and a full bowl of milk and cereal crashed to the kitchen floor, shattering into a million pieces. Where the kids moved a little too slowly, where I yelled a little too much. Getting 3 kids off to 3 different schools every morning was never easy, but that day was especially rough. And by the time we all piled into the car, everyone was in a bad mood, especially me. The car ride along the wooded, winding road to town was silent and tense, and I felt terrible that my kids were going off to school on such a sour note. And then I saw it before they did. As our car rounded the harbor, there in all its glory was a sunrise so spectacular it nearly took my breath away. Without a second thought, I turned and pulled the car off the road. Mom, why are you stopping? We're going to be late. Get out of the car, I told them. School will still be there in 5 minutes. This will not. We're starting today over, all of us, right now. And so we did, huddled together at the edge of the water, watching the majestic colors change minute by minute. And as those colors changed, somehow so did our moods. Because it was impossible to watch the scene unfolding before us and not let go of some of the stress. It was impossible to not be humbled by the sheer beauty of it. I think it's important to teach kids to be on time, but that day it was more important to teach them that sometimes in life we just need a reset button. That sometimes the most important thing you can do is take a few moments to clear your head and calm your soul. And when the opportunity arises to stop for a minute and just simply be grateful for the beauty that surrounds us. And so it is. So grateful that you're here today. God bless you.
Oh, what a beautiful reminder. Thank you so much, Rev Deb. Well, good morning, Seaside. It is my honor on Sunday mornings to introduce our guest artists. Today we have a wonderful guest. He is more like family than a guest, I would say. He's been part of Seaside for many, many years. He's incredibly talented, singer, songwriter. He is just prolific, I feel like, in his words, and he really connects with the people he sings to. And so it's just been wonderful to see that over many, many years. And today, and also he does a lot of work with the children's hospitals, singing to the little ones, connecting with them through music to help them, kind of get away from the situation that they're in. The music seems to bring light and love to everybody. So we're so grateful he's here. Let's give a warm Seaside Halloween Day welcome to Karl Anthony.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My goodness, so Reverend Christian made me dress up. And I worked so hard on it, and then after I was done, I noticed there was not much of a difference. So, oh well. How are you? You look fantastic. Oh, my goodness. Well, you know what? I know that it's all about love today, and what a better thing. Do you like blues? I said, do you like blues? I think that this will be a great way to put some love into this room. I should give you something to do, right? All right, try this. You want some love, 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 sweet love. You want some love, 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 love. You want some love, love, love. You got the words? Very good. Should we bring the band in? All right, 1, 2, 3, begin. Oh! Happy Halloween! I like blues. Nothing better than a blues song with positive lyrics. Let's do a verse. First, here we go. Let's talk about love. I'll give you a piece of my time. Promise the world to me. Just don't go mess with my mind. Sweet love. When you look, you find you want some love. Well, there you go. I'll give you mine. Can you give me some help now? You want some love, 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 sweet love. Come on. Love, 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 love. You want some love, 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 sweet love. You want some love. You really go. I'll give you mine. You want some love. Dig deep in your heart. You're more than you'll ever need. Now get ready to start. Sweet love. Let your seams come apart. If you want some love, where there you go. Look in your heart. Can I hear you now? You want some love, 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 sweet love. Love, 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 love. You want some love, 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 sweet love. You want some love, where there you go. It's in your. Let's hear some love right over here. Come on, Mom. some love. No use to deny your happiness guaranteed. It's a natural high, sweet love. There's nowhere to hide. You want some love, you got to know. Just look inside. Come on now. You want some love, you got to know. Just look inside. You want some love, now you know. Just look inside. Very good, Mr. Reverend. Give it up for the band.
Mr. Karl Anthony. Oh my goodness, what a perfect song for this morning, for the season of love. I just feel as if we're down in the basement, smoke-filled room with who knows what's burning and lava lamps. It's just got that vibe, slowed it down blues with an affirmative message. Only at Seaside, right? And Karl, for sure. Anyway, here we are. It's just so fun looking out at this life, this color, this vibrancy. The cloak that we have chosen to share is a cloak of love. Many of us were raised in the 60s with that vibe of love. That is what the mantle we were given when we came into this world was, one of love, to carry it into life. I mean, that was the baptism which I received anyway. And the book we've been using for our sacred circles and during this month is from Florence Shin, and she shares from this chapter this week about how she used to baptize children, so I could kind of relate to that, but she stopped baptizing children, and I haven't. I'm still baptizing them. So, but she said she started baptizing situations and circumstances in her life. So when something wasn't very good, she would still name it, right? Baptism is naming, it's recognizing the new spirit, the good spirit that has entered this world. She'll name it a success. So if there's a challenge, a success. She realized she began to give every situation the same name. This is a success. This is a success. And success started pouring into her life. Remember, she talks about, for prosperity, her book, The Game of Life and how to play it, is that boomerang effect. And so when a client came to her, and this client was experiencing challenges with her business associate and partner, a guy who was just very negative. It was always about there wasn't enough, constriction, people who did spend didn't spend enough. And the woman knew about the prosperity principles, about creation, the opulent flow of life, but the guy was so heavy and negative, she felt this polarity fighting inside of her. And so Florence said, why don't you name it? Success. Why don't you name this guy Success? Why don't you name the situation Success? You get to put on the cloak. You get to put on the mantle. You get to put on the name. You get to choose love in this situation by choosing something that enriches your soul. So she started, every time she thought about it, success, success, success. And this guy brought her a client because she needed some money, which is why she was seeing Florence, who gave her a contract worth thousands of dollars. And in 1925, that was a lot of dollars. And her life financially immediately turned around. And, by the way, this guy moved out of town. And he moved away, this is the part that's nice, is harmoniously. How often would you like somebody to just move out of town and they make a lot of noise about it? Harmoniously. You've got to name it successful. Now, I don't deny that there's challenges in our world, and there's difficulties, but I love what Agatha Christie said or wrote, and, she is the detective novel of over 60 novels. She said, I like living. Well, duh, that's right. I like living, but I have sometimes been wildly, despairingly, acutely miserable, racked with sorrow. But through it all, I know quite certainly that just to be alive is a grand thing. Yeah, is that cool? We're despairingly, acutely, it's bad. But I still know deep down inside, being alive is a grand thing. It's a good thing. What do you think about that? Yeah, that's right. So when we got fear going on, someone says the only thing to fear is fear itself and spiders. Just so I throw in a little Halloween vibe there, It's like we are the ones, it's traumatic times we're in. I mean, we have had excruciating experiences. I don't, but it's traumatic times, but we're not here to be traumatized. We're here to transform this world. And how do you do it? You put on the cloak of love. When you wake up in the morning, the first cloak you put on, the first affirmation you call to your experience is, I'm going to embrace this cloak of love. This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This day is going to bring me good. This day I am baptizing successful. How about that a way to start your day, baptizing and putting on that cloak of love that's going to bring you a greater expression of life? Good, okay. Yes, and it takes your focus. You know, just the other day I said to Trevor, Hocus Pocus, time to focus. Hocus Pocus, time to focus. That is what we have got to do. So when things seem to be going south, you know, and creepy crawlies are slipping into our consciousness, you know, and the ghouls are coming out and trying to grab our awareness, I want to remind us that happiness is a choice. Right? You know, it doesn't matter how horrendous a situation may be or how much you're still working on. When I get through this, I'm going to be happy. You ever hear that one? As soon as I lose all this weight, I'm going to feel good about my body. Or I'm going to feel good. I'm going to be happy once I get this business put together. I'm going to be happy in the relationship. You know what? Happy, you've heard me share, is not the destination. It is how we do the journey. It is the vehicle that we travel in. It is our mode of transportation. And so when things are rough, and I don't deny things become rough, but you know, you get to choose. I'm looking at the signs around here, you know, choose love, make love, not war. You know, the choice is ours. Love, love, love. I got sidetracked. Anyway. But that's good. I got lost in love. Oh, yeah, it's what transforms. Because you know what? As horrendous as a situation may be, as deep as the loss may have been, as difficult as an experience that impacted your life, you get to decide whether you're going to be miserable, whether you're going to be sour, whether you're going to be upset. But if you came to notice, being upset, being sour isn't ever going to make you happy. You know, being upset about that and being heavy isn't going to bring happiness to the equation. The happiness comes when you decide to put on that cloak of love. And what love does, when you put on that cloak of love, it brightens everything you find yourself in. It brings a light. It brings the sun. It brings something powerful. You remember that guy from the Bible by the name of Paul? You know, he was incarcerated and wrote half of the New Testament in a cell that supposedly wasn't any bigger than a small bathroom. And it says the stench, and the historian says that means this dungeon was where the sewage ran through. He wrote half the New Testament standing in, you got it. Anyway, writing about this is the day to rejoice. Rejoice always. I find my strength in the Lord. You know, it is in that Christ, and we talk of Christ as the consciousness, that I find my strength. Rejoice, always rejoice. This is what came out of a cell where he was sitting in sewage as it was going by. We are at choice. And how do you make that choice? You put on that cloak of love. You begin to affirm that spiritual truth of your situation and not get consumed by the circumstances. You can give your power away to the circumstances in your life. You ever done that? Yeah. It's like, this is horrendous. I'm going to be miserable. And I'm going to bring this misery to everybody around me so they know how miserable I feel, because if you feel miserable, I feel miserable. And then we're going down that spiral. That's not what we want to do. We want to transform this world. We said traumatic times, but we're not here to be traumatized. We are here to transform. It is those tough situations that you get to transform. Remember in the 60s, it was wartime. And so what did they do? They changed protest and the whole consciousness of what protest is. Allen Ginsberg said, let's call it flower power. I mean, they were still protesting and walking and marching. But the whole consciousness changed when we said it's flower power, and putting the flowers in the rifle barrels and transformed us with an energy that lives to this day. We're still I'm still standing and dancing in flowers and peace, all that. Yeah. There was a young man who's at the bank with his dad, and they were waiting a while. It'd been like a half hour. The dad was trying to do a transfer of funds from one account to another account. It was taking some time. They're standing there, and the kid says to his dad, "Hey, Dad, you know what? We've been here like a half hour. It took us time to get here. You could actually, go to online banking now. It's something that can be done, and you wouldn't have to, waste your time doing this." And he said, "Well, why would I do that?" And this was his invitation. The kid said, "Well, I'll tell you what, Dad. You can do a lot of things, from home at this point. You can, just about order anything from home. And, Amazon delivers just about anything to your doorstep. You can even get groceries from your house." And he said, "Well, that means I wouldn't have to step out of the house." And the kid said, "Yeah, that's it. Groceries at your front door." And he said, "Well," Dad said, "ever since your mom died, I've really enjoyed getting dressed and going out. While we've been standing here at the bank, I've talked, to a couple of our friends. And the people that work here, they always welcome me like I'm part of family. I enjoy seeing these people. And, the grocery store, Joe, when I was sick a couple months ago, he actually stopped by and visited me. I appreciate looking into people's eyes and seeing them smile and having the conversation. For me, connecting, touching, bonding, being together is really important to me. Now, can Amazon deliver that? No. And after that, the kid said that he became good friends with the guy down at the local hardware store. The small Ace hardware store became one of his good friends. And he shares how he changed a tire for a woman at the post office, instead of ordering stamps online or leaving the mail somewhere else. And now how he volunteers for Meals on Wheels. When you put on the cloak of love, all of a sudden you step into that expression, that givingness, that sense of service. Not because you have to, because when you have to, it's hard. But when you want to, it is easy. Howard Thurman, great theologian from Morehouse College, he said, love is to meet a person where they're at in consciousness, but to treat them as their spiritual potential was actualized. Yeah, I'll meet you where you're at. I'm going to treat you as if your spiritual potential has been actualized. There's something deeper in us all. I remember one Halloween I saw this young woman dressed as a witch. I said, "I like your witchiness." I mean, what do you say? Something like that. But she said, "Christian, you do know not all witches live in Salem." And I was like, ooh, it's like, what is? I love that Wicca stuff, that pagan stuff, that earth energy that was around long before the religions. We like that. And there's something about, some of the darker side of things, the macabre side of things. Why do you think the Addams Family was such a big hit in the 60s? You remember the little girl, Wednesday? She got her name after that English poem, "That Wednesday child is woeful." So anyway, you got Wednesday, and I love what Wednesday said. Wednesday said that I'll stop wearing black when they have a darker color. So, it's that energy that comes alive, as I said. It's like this time of the year, the ghosts come out, the werewolves howl, the monsters dance in the park. We become more receptive. The veil parts, and something's going on. Sticking in that Halloween mode. Remember J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter. Said, never trust anything that thinks for itself, and you can't see where they keep their brains. There is something that is going on. And Stephen King kind of put it in perspective when he said that we create horror so we can cope with what's real. And so we create these stories, these superstitions, these things that keep us, dancing between two worlds, that there is some outside darker force. And Rebecca, you got a song for us, right? Right from this era. Just allow yourself to feel this something that is going on. Your boys didn't know to come out without you, huh? Yeah, musicians will be musicians. But Harley, man, he is there on the bass. He knows his cues. He doesn't miss them. So, nice job.
Thank you, Harley. All right. Hi, gang.
Hey, I forgot my mask.
This is a really great song by one of our living legends. And he writes still so many amazing songs, and this is one of them. You're going to probably recognize it right away. Here you go. Very superstitious, writings on the wall. Very superstitious, the ladder's about to fall. 13-month-old baby, broken looking glass. 7 years of bad love, good things in your past. When you believe in things you don't understand and you suffer, superstition ain't the way. Oh, oh, oh. Ha. Very superstitious. Wash your face and hands. Rid me of the problems. Do all that you can. Keep me in a daydream. Keep me going strong. You don't want to save me. Sad is my soul. Yeah. When you believe in things you don't understand and you suffer, superstition ain't the way. No, it ain't the way. Ooh, oh, yeah. Come on, let's go, Bobina. Yo, show some love to Bob and our very own Seaside band. Oh, yeah. Very superstitious. Oh, nothing more to say. Very superstitious. The devil's on his way. Oh, 13-month-old baby. Oh, yeah. Broken looking glass. Oh, yeah. 7 years of bad love. Good things in your past. When you believe in things you don't understand and you suffer, superstition ain't the way. No, it ain't the way. All right, y'all, help me say this. Here we go. Superstition ain't the way. Help me sing it, help me say it. Superstition ain't the way. No, it ain't the way. Superstition ain't the way. No, it ain't, no, it ain't the way. Superstition ain't the way. No, it ain't the way. Superstition ain't the way. Come on, come believe in things you don't understand, and you suffer. Superstition, it ain't the way. No, 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 no.
That is Rebecca Jade and the Seaside Band getting us up and dance in the middle of service. Other religions have their own up and down with prayers. We have our dancing. Yeah, it's like, woo! I just, where else can you dance for a few minutes in the middle of a service and get, oh, I felt like, the disco ball was going, and the black lights. Rebecca, you're just fabulous. Thank you so much for just rocking our house. So superstition ain't the way, right? Right. Woo! You bet. So I ask you, what superstitions are you holding on to? What are you holding on as your truth that doesn't have to be the truth or your truth, but for whatever reason you've chosen to be miserable and unhappy in a situation when you could have chosen to put a cloak of love that brings the light and a greater possibility and a way to see that is beyond where you're stuck. Whatever that pain may be, you can have that. You can have the evidence why you are being miserable. It's yours. Go for it. But there is another way. And superstition ain't the way. And so if you feel like, you're just being held prisoner, you're being held hostage, you feel that you're tied down, you can't breathe, this nightmare experience, you know what is causing this nightmare of experience? It's you. That's right. You are the one who is living in the spooky times because you have allowed yourself to stay there. Happiness is a choice. Remember, Friday, I was sitting here, noonday meditation. I know all of you have been on and watched the live streaming at noon. And so, I share some words, and then I go into 5 minutes of stillness, of silence. I'm sitting here in the quiet, and all of a sudden I hear, in real human experience, like a bunch of little girls just squealing, like the Beatles just walked in, and they're just screaming, ah! It was like wild. And I looked out our door into our patio out there, and there's 50 or 60 elementary school girls from our elementary school that is here, Village Gate, and they're sitting down, they're standing up, and who walks onto the stage is this 5'11" blonde, tan, big smile on her face, actually wearing bell-bottom pants because they're cool now, with rips in them. And I look closer, and I see she's missing her left arm. She doesn't have a left arm. And I look closer, and it's a young woman by the name of Bethany Hamilton. Yeah, you may have seen her story that they did called Soul Surfer. Rich Sylvester called me from Mexico a couple years ago when he saw it and said, you got to see this movie on Netflix called Unstoppable. I watched that and I just cried. And a surf movie, Callie, usually lasts 5 minutes, and you watch the whole thing. You watch this little girl, and they had videos of her when she was a little kid. At the age of 8, she started surfing in contests. At the age of 9, she was being sponsored. She is this phenomenal young 9-year-old surfer living in Kauai, Hawaii, and paddling out with other girls her age who end up being the world champions of the world. She's ripping it up. Age 13, she is paddling out in the water, just kind of hanging out with her girls, and a shark comes and takes her left arm. She's out in the water, and a shark just bites off her arm. An hour later, they catch the shark. It's a 14-foot tiger shark. They found some of her fiberboard surfboard in its stomach, so they know that was the one. And her girlfriends brought her in. Could you imagine bringing in a bleeding person when you've got a big shark out there that's twice the size of your surf? They bring her in. They rush her to the hospital. And obviously, Bethany lives. But not only does she live, a month later or so, she is back out surfing again. And not only is she out surfing, before long with one arm. Who can surf with one arm besides Attila and Bethany? Yeah. But she is out there surfing and tearing it up again. She is now on the pro women's surfing circuit, winning everything. And so if that is not enough, and she's realizing, she decides she's going after what most guys won't even attempt. They only dream about the big waves off Hawaii. It's called Jaws. These 50, 60-foot enormous mountains of moving water just coming to devour whatever's in front. And this movie ends with her dropping in and successfully surfing one of the largest waves on this planet with one arm. She is a hero, obviously, to our youth. She is like one of the top speakers around. She's standing on our stage inspiring our kids. And I ask you, what horrendous something that you have going on in your life that you allow it to stop you? What superstition that says, I can't surf again. I'm going to be fearful of sharks. I can't go out in the water with one arm. I might drown, let alone surf the biggest waves on the planet. What superstitions do you have that are keeping you miserable and do you want to change? The reason you are going to change is because you're willing to change. It is because you are willing to do the work. You don't sit around waiting. Things are going to get better someday as time passes. I'm going to feel all right. No, I'm going to do my work now. I'm going to grind it out. I'm going to work. I'm going to learn. I'm going to take every day I can to do what I can do. And when others say it can't be done, you say, I can. And why would you do it? It's because you owe it to yourself. You got that? Why would I do it? It's because I owe it to myself. And so when those things seem insurmountable and impossible, I have got to find, and this is what the champions say, they find something inside of them that they love. And when they love it, they are willing to do whatever it takes. And when people are lining up to run because that superstition or that belief or that headline is so big, and they're running and you want to go with them, you say no. Because there is a strength inside of you that you love so much. There's a power that is greater than anything. And where is it? It's in here, inside of you. And when you fall down, you get back up. And when you stumble, you get back up. You realize what it is that is so worth it, that you love so much, that it will help you. It will be that light. It will be that cloak that allows you to finish that marathon, to complete that business plan and put it into action, to step forward and to help those that are in need, or whatever it is you are called to do. You find that strength because you know it is worth what it is you love, that you're willing to do anything for it. Yes. That's what the Cloak of Love can do for you. It did it for Bethany. You know, John Wooden, he was the Wizard of Westwood when I was growing up in the 60s. You know, he was won more national champions than any other basketball coach out of UCLA. Had people like Bill Walton, Lou Alcindor, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar come through him. And he said, don't let what you can't do stop you from what you can do. Got that? Don't let, good thing I said fast. I got it right the first time. Don't let what you can't do stop you from what you can do. Well, I can't surf with one arm. Well, don't let that stop you, because yes, you can. Well, I'm never going to get out of this funk. Oh, yes, you can. If you choose, that choice is yours. There, everything is possible with the power. Where you find that power is within. I read a book this summer by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. He wrote 100 Years of Solitude. Hilarious book. Laughed and smiled through the whole thing. And he said, it's not true that you no longer, let me get this. It's no longer true that you don't pursue your dreams because you have grown old. Right? It's no longer true that you don't pursue your dreams because you've grown old. You grow old because you don't pursue your dreams. Yeah, that was worth getting right. I had to slow down, make sure it came out right. You know, so if you stop chasing after the wrong things for you, it gives the right things an opportunity to catch up to you. Yeah? Elvis put it pretty simply when he said, when things go wrong, don't go with them. Right? It can be that simple. You know, I'm going to do a change here. I'm going to put on this cloak of love. I'm going to speak my truth. Superstition ain't the way. Having a belief that I cannot come through this funk, this disappointment, this single arm experience, the pandemic of this time, my fear. You know, the stories go on. That's a bunch of belief systems. It is a superstition that ain't the truth. And who is going to choose that? That's something inside of you that believes and knows and loves that vision that you have been given that is greater than, that I'm going to follow that. And as I follow that, I find the zest, the power, the energy to do what is it. But I'm going to speak this truth. As other people pack up and run off, I'm not going with them. Because I found a strength inside of me to stand. to stand up and speak the truth. I came across a story of an elementary school teacher. She doesn't teach at our school, but she'd be a good one maybe. But anyway, she gave an assignment to her kids. She said, I want you to write an essay of something you would like to be, someone you'd like to be. And so she is grading the papers at home, and all of a sudden she comes across this one, and it just begins to make her cry. And her husband walks in and says, why are you crying? And she gives him the essay and asks him to go ahead and read it. And so he sits down and he starts reading, and this is what it said. Well, I would like to be a television set. I want to take the place and live like a TV in my house. I would have my own special place and have my family around me. They would take me seriously when I talk. I would be the center of attention, and people would listen to me without interruption or questions. I want to get the same special care that the TV set receives when it's not working. I would have the company of my dad when he arrives home from work and even when he's tired. And I want my mom to want me when she's sad and upset instead of ignoring me. I want my brothers to fight to be with me. I want my family to just leave everything aside every now and then just to spend some time with me. And last but not least, I want to make them all happy and entertain them. And I just want to live like a TV set. Husband looked up and said, what horrible parents that kid must have. And his wife looked at him and said, that essay is our son's. So when we get a wake-up call, we pay attention. We say, you know what? From this moment forward, I'm not going to be caught up into my old superstitious ways of believing. I'm going to put on this cloak of love and know that I'm at choice. No matter how horrific, sad, or difficult an experience may have been, being sad isn't going to change it. The change is going to come when I find that I am worth it to be alive. I put on this cloak of love. Love's a big thing in the Bible. You know that. They say what God is. All right, we know that one. You know, they asked Jesus. You can find this in the 22nd chapter of Matthew. They said, what's the greatest commandment? And he said, well, you know, the greatest commandment is the love of the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and the greatest commandment. And the second one is to love your neighbor as yourself. To love. Those neighbors are those thoughts that are in your mind. Those neighbors are the people that are in your life. Those neighbors are your friends. Those neighbors are those things that are going on. So I'm going to baptize this situation. I'm going to christen it as successful. I'm going to claim it as good. I'm going to claim it as abundant. I'm going to baptize and give it its new name as it's in this world and let its truth shine forth. There was a mom who took her son to a beautiful church that had a whole bank of stained glass windows. That was a progression of spiritual people that walked this planet. The saints, the nuns, the mystics, the poets, the philosophers. And she explained to her young son that, you know, these are the saints. And he said, I get it. You know, he's looking at the sun up there in the stained glass window. He said, I get the saints are the ones that let the sun come through them. You let the light come through you? Because you have been brought to this world not to be traumatized by whatever goes on. Whatever. Got that? Not everything but what I'm going through. You have been brought in a traumatic time upon our planet to be a transformer. How do you do that? Know what is inside of you. You love it enough to know that you are worth it to bring this forth. You do by putting on that cloak of love. And know that that love is the light that will shine the path that is yours to do. For you have been called for times such as this. It is perfect that we are doing this together. And I am so grateful that we are in the season of love. Flower power. God bless us all. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring back my brother from another mother, Mr. Karl Anthony.
Reverend Christian.
Hey.
Teaching us to that love lives in all things. That's the highest teaching. This is called Simple Times. Remember when you learned to walk and people smile when you talk. That's when you knew you could, and you knew where you stood. Now those were simple times. And remember when you tried to dance just for fun, not for romance. That's when you knew you could, and you knew where you stood. Now those were simple times. Try to remember, try to recall, love lives in simple times. Love lives in simple times. Love lives in simple times. Want to sing it? Love lives in simple times. So how did life get so involved? One more puzzle left to solve. Maybe you thought you knew. Well, that should have been a clue. Love lives in simple times. Come on. Love lives in simple times. Let me hear you. Love lives in simple times. Love lives in simple times. Give Bob some love. Perhaps the past has not been lost. We live and learn, for time has cost. Well, you're right here now, and now is allowed to live in simple times. Love lives 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 in simple times. Thank you.
Mr. Karl Anthony. My goodness. Thank you, Karl.
You're welcome.
And congratulations, 16 years at Rady's, working with the children of our town. So what a gift you are. Yes. All right. Hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share our gift, to share our offering, to share our love. You know, we're wearing this cloak of love, and all of a sudden we begin to be that wonderful expression of spirit, of giving, of love, of light. And as we give, what we find is that light continues to flow through us. The blessings, the transformation, the healing is as we allow ourselves to be the open conduit without creating the restrictions as to why I can't be, the superstition as if there is not enough. We live in a world that there is enough. And the way you prove that to yourself is you act that way, and the life responds in support of that kind of way. So as you give, it comes back. But it's not why you do it. It's just that is the boomerang effect that Florence Shin talks about. You know, it is just an opportunity for you to see really what is it that I believe in my life. And so I invite you to listen to your heart and your soul. And I want to invite our ushers to come forward at this time. I want to say thank you to all that are here, that are supporting this time. And those of you at home, I hope you're able to dance today. I mean, this whole place was dancing and going wild. I trust you at home today were able to dance with Stevie Wonder's Superstition. And thank you for mailing in your contributions when you can't be here. It is significant. It makes a difference. Whether you press the Venmo, the PayPal, the Breeze, the Donate Now, whatever it is online, it makes a difference. It allows us to keep going. And we have been able to carry ourselves through this time, and it's growing again. It is so fun to look out and to see so many of us coming back together as a family, because being together, community, you know, it's just magical again. So I share this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this is a blessed moment, that we have chosen to put on this cloak of love and to allow that light to shine. And with that, we find we're all in to being part of this transformation upon this planet at this time. As those run one way with fear and constriction, I choose to stand as a light, a lighthouse, an emanator, an expresser of that Spirit of God. For wherever I stand, I am secure. And so participating with Remembering Spirit First, it brings a sense of security, knowing that whatever is needed within our life is taken care of. Got that? Whatever is needed. That is abundance. That is opulence. That is wealth. That is how Spirit expresses. There is a deep sense of peace that comes, that knows that Spirit is my source, and the security that comes from knowing all is taken care of before I even know I have need of it. So with joy, I begin to move into a greater partnership with Spirit at a conscious level, christening, baptizing this moment as good, as God, as successful, as divine. And what reflects into my life is everything that supports that, which I am. So I'm grateful to be Spirit expressing this moment. So with love, I say thank you. I let go, and I trust in the abundant flow of God as a very life experience now. So it is. Amen. Together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Guys, keep it going, keep it going. Hey. And so I stand before this bounty of the outpouring of love that has moved through each and every one that is here today or is here online, virtually with us in that cyber world, that outpouring of love and support for that light that has continued to shine to bring forth Spirit's expression in Seaside's unique kind of way. For this power of love, this power of this moment that has touched our lives, we have opened up and have shared our appreciation of Spirit dancing in our world. So with joy, we have given this, which has enriched our experience, knowing that joyously it blesses everyone it comes in contact. And so this gift is received in love. It is handled in good stewardship and is brought forth and sent back into the world, bringing your blessings to everyone it touches as it ripples out into this world. So thank you, Father, Mother, God, for allowing each and every one of us to be a participant of being a transforming power of love through this gift. And so it is. Amen. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. And Robin, she is Seaside's new chair of your board of trustees. What a joy it is to have you here. And she has taken the gavel. You know what she has brought back? We had kind of put the kibosh on not doing the big celebration on November 21st because 14th is Pledge Sunday. And we always celebrate the next Sunday. And she said, we are celebrating. We're going to be outside. We're going to have a party. We're going to have Seaside Love In. We're going to have some food that is safely served. And Rebecca, I haven't asked you this, but would you give Jamie, he's playing today, see if he'd give us a little set out there or something. All right, that'll be good. So thank you for bringing that. We are coming back together. We love you. Woo! And speaking of thank yous, Karl Anthony, thank you for the wonderful gifts of music. We love you. And Rebecca, always a joy to have you just sharing your spirit and love your just your vibe from the 60s. You got it done well. Guys from the band, you're rocking today. Harley, man, the first man out, knows his cues. And as Rebecca has dubbed our blonde, Bobina, good job with leading the pack today. And we got Jerry on the skins behind that screen. And, of course, we have got Max playing the Bosendorfer as well as the keys. Two hands going at once. We love you guys and our music for sure. Reverend Debbie, they have no idea how much work you do behind the scenes and in front to keep all this organized and coming on out. Everything that gets mailed and the images that come out all go through your touch to make sure they're what we're looking for. And just thank you for bringing us this vibe of love. It's all done with love. Reverend Debbie McDonald. Love the signs being waved. Nice job back there, up here, and giving us sound is Ed. Thank you very much. In the control room for you at live home watching and those on the screen, we have got Steve Grant going on in there. And even Patrick might be back in there. So thank you guys for the switching that's going on. Behind the cameras today is Mac. And then we also have Edwin hipping out on us. So, hey, we all are there in that vibe. I'll tell you what, all this morning is about the prayer. It is fun, it is nostalgic, it is love, it is laughter, it is music. But I'll tell you what, it comes down to this moment of the transformation of consciousness that allows the demonstration of what is true to our heart and soul. And so I share these words in this moment that come from a place of connectedness and aliveness. For the presence of God is having its way in this moment. It is good, it is God, it is right, it is real. It is that love that has come through the ages. It is that love that is alive right now. God is love, and this is the love that heals all things. Not some things, all things. You can hold on to misery, sure. You can have your validation for it, but you know what? There's a life force that says you can choose happiness. You can choose love. But I can't. Yes, I can. If we stood here and watched this young woman, arm lost to a shark, choose to surf again against all conceivable odds as a champion, and then share that wisdom and that light with the up and coming lights of this world, knowing that greater good is always available. I give up the superstition. Superstition ain't the way. You know, it is knowing and connecting with the infinite, the wisdom, the abundance, the light, the love, the glory. There is that all-knowing that is seeking to move through each and every one of us in our life in that place that is relevant and real. Lift into this space any of the human concerns that you might have going on. Acknowledge it. It's there. It's what's happening. But I am choosing in this moment to baptize it as a success. And healing happens. That which does not belong in your world that supports the greater vision goes away harmoniously. without a battle, moves to another town. And what remains is all that supports that dream, that enlivens. You don't give up on dreams because you grow old. You lose your dreams because you've grown. I know right now that there's something greater. We get the sense of what we're going for. It cannot always be articulated, but it can be felt. It can be known. Life is good. And it is right that our world reflects that. No matter how spooky it has been heretofore, it is from this moment I choose happiness and light and love, and I bring that to those spots of concern in my world. Every prayer that's been brought forth to our prayer request chest, it is now honored. Spirit says yes. Life says yes. Spirit does not withhold. It does not hold back for that appropriate moment. Now is the anointed moment. Now is the appropriate moment. That's what the Bible tells us. For that healing to take place. For Ted, that whatever dynamic is choosing to pull him down, there's a life force that is returning, surging, animating, and activating the very cellular level of his physical body. And for our dear friend, Pete Landon, who we prayed with and for last week, making his transition, he did successfully. He has moved on from this world, having blessed and graced those that he has left behind, and Dawn is surrounded by the light and the love and that wonderful presence that Dawn is and continues to be. For right where he is, the full God expression is his. And for Daniela Furman, longtime member of Seaside, who just this week stepped on to the other side, knows she does with ease and a grace, and those that are left behind feel a peace that passes any kind of logic or understanding. They know at some level it's her choice. Carry on. For the blessings of the grace of God is upon this moment for any of us who reach out. For that presence is there, and I bring into the light any concerns and know that it is in the light that dissolve into the nothingness from which they came, and what remains is Spirit expressing in our life in the most perfect, divine, right, correct ways for our self-expression, because I have proclaimed and baptized and christened this moment good, successful, God-expressing. And I walk in this life knowing that is the truth. And so I let go with a heart full of appreciation and gratitude. I know I do not create. I step into that divine allowing that will of Spirit to have its way. What comes into our experience is everything that we have need of before we ever have need. No, we have need. So I let go to that knowingness, knowing that all is well, perfectly. And so it is.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Said I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Come on, Seaside, sing it out loud. That's right. Beautiful. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, Seaside.
All right, Seaside. Hey, just want to remind anybody who's been thinking about joining this family, we invite you to sit down with Reverend Debbie and myself after the service today. I'm going to come back out and be with you and in a safe kind of way. So join us for coffee. Halloween candy, thank you very much. And Wednesday night, don't forget, I'm doing live streaming, 7 o'clock, We Are One. And this week, who I'm interviewing for that hour is Bijan, who's going to represent the Baha'i faith. So come be part of that. But for right now, our affirmation for the week is, I love who I am. Together, I love who I am. Touch your heart and say it again. I love who I am. Again, I love who I am. One more time like it's our truth. Come on. I love who I am. Our song of grace, first time, it's back.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Have a wonderful week, Seaside. Stick around if you're considering to be a new member. And next week, bring somebody with you to service so they can get fed and encouraged.
Bye.